Boom shalak! Welcome to the first ever TRT comments and questions. So I thought I would go through a couple of comments and sort of quick questions that are asked on my channel. Normally if I get really like detailed or good questions, not to say that these aren't good, but if they require a detailed explanation, I'll answer that question in a separate video on its own. But these ones are kind of lightweight and fun. So I thought I would address them all today. So let's get right into it. So the first question, this comes from Connor McLachlan in relation to my 1-year transformation video. He asks, did you get any hair loss? And I suspect he's talking about since I started TRT. Well, I think I've answered this before, but I'll answer it again. Quite the opposite, right? Before I started TRT, my hair was kind of starting to thin, starting to recede slightly. In the mornings when I was brushing my hair, I would actually notice a couple of hairs in the sink all the time. And it was kind of worrying. And so then I started TRT. And then one day I noticed, after being on TRT for a while, that the kind of hair shedding and that had stopped. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I realized that it probably wasn't just from the TRT itself, but because with the TRT, I kind of had the motivation and the drive to do all the things that I wanted to do. So I started going to gym more often. I started progressing. I started eating more healthy. I started just living a healthier lifestyle. I quit my job, which got rid of a lot of stress. And so I think it was kind of a combination and compounding factor of all those positive changes that actually stopped my hair loss. So I started TRT, and I know for a lot of guys, if their testosterone gets really high, they can experience hair loss. But for me, very lucky that that wasn't the case for me. And in fact, it seemed to have done better for my hair, considering that I'm 36 and both sides of my family, on my mother's side and my father's side, all went bald. So I'm just feel kind of blessed for that, and I'm quite happy about that. And yeah, maybe having low testosterone helped me because it didn't kind of accelerate the hair growth process when I was younger, like maybe it does for normal people. So I don't know, I'm not quite sure why that's the case, but I think I'm a bit of an exception to the norm. I do hear a lot of people talking about how their hair thins or the hair loss accelerates and can accelerate if you do go on testosterone, especially if you go above what you should be going. Naughty boys. All right, next question. Now, he hasn't got a very nice name, but this is a freedom of speech channel. So, Arab Hater asks, are you lifting up on your foot while doing the injection to loosen up the glute muscle? And doesn't take 3 months, only 2 weeks to 7 days. The most your info is wrong, bro. I'm so upset. I have an Arab Hater, and while his grammar and spelling is atrocious, I'm sure his knowledge is very good. He just doesn't know how to express it. Well, I appreciate the comment, and I feel really bad that I was wrong and you were right. When I finish this video, I'm gonna go cry. Thanks for your input. Next, Albert Jong asks, how tall are you, Paolo? Quick answer, I'm 1.8 meters or 5.11. If we're really gonna quibble over size, probably 5.10 and a half. But I round up, especially when I have shoes on. Okay. Next question comes from Rex Noz. He says, you should watch Richard, in brackets, Vegan Gains. If you're worried about nutrition on a vegan diet, he covers it very well. He helped me become a vegan. Great comment. And in fact, before you put that comment there, I'd already subscribed to Vegan Gains, and contrary or like opposite to most people, I fucking love the guy, right? He's a no bullshit kind of guy. He backs his videos with research. He's very funny. He's very satirical. A lot of his videos are parody, which I don't think half the people even fucking get that. And he's just a really smart guy. And I think he's great. I love his stuff. You should never ever take anything for face value that you see on YouTube. You should always do your own research, especially if you really believe in something that someone tells you. Don't. Take it as like an introduction to an idea and then go research it yourself. So I like him, and thanks for the recommendation. If you have any other recommendations, or any one of you guys out there have recommendations for other channels. This was regarding veganism, which is a switch I've done recently and I'm very happy with. So if you have sort of any references to vegan channels and that as well, yeah, send them to me. I'll be interested, because if you're following a similar sort of lifestyle, it's nice to follow people with the same ideas. Ahmet Saleh says, please give me injection. I can't. I'm sorry. Please go speak to your doctor. And I don't know what you want injection for. So yeah, but thank you. Omar Sen Hedge says, haha, this is awesome. Vegan, meanwhile, being on TRT, looking forward to this. I did cut a lot of dairy products out and only eating meat once in a while. Feel great. Good luck. So he's responding to my going vegan video that I did. I think he thinks it's going to be interesting to see how I progress as a vegan with no animal products and being on TRT. I tend to agree. I think it's almost a winning combination. You eliminate all the sort of factors that contribute towards ill health and inflammation, and you have your hormone levels at the optimal point that they need to be. So hopefully it does work out positively. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, next question. Internetov asks, Paolo, what with your balls and natural tea? Isn't it better to go with HCG and increase natural tea production? TRT shrinking balls, an addict you to use all the time. Are there any good methods to increase own production nowadays? Okay, I'm going to do a video on HCG in the future because I'm not too clued up on it at the moment. But what I do know is that it can kind of help with the shrinking balls and some of the fertility problems when you go on TRT. From what I've read, a lot of people experience when you go on TRT or testosterone, shrinking balls, and your sort of fertility goes down. And if I'm not mistaken, HCG is what they give you to kind of counteract that. But maybe it's another drug, I'm not sure. I think it's HCG though. But I'm not quite sure what he's asking. I never noticed any changes in my balls. Once again, like with the baldness, I didn't notice anything. Maybe it was so gradual that they've just slowly gotten small over time that I haven't noticed it, but it looks normal to me. So I don't have any problems with it. When I went to the NHS to get tested for fertility, I was fine. So yeah, I can't really offer much to this conversation, I'm afraid. Are there any good methods to increase your own production nowadays? Well, yeah, of course. You know, if you want to improve your own testosterone, the main thing you should do is get healthy. Get your life in order, go to gym, do exercises, get rid of stress, get enough sleep. You know, there's lots that you can do, and there's a million articles on the internet for increasing your own levels naturally. But if they're low and you have low testosterone, like guys like us do, that you can't increase naturally, then the only way you have to go is probably with TRT treatment, especially if you've got the symptoms that are affecting you kind of mentally and like with your well-being and your mood and that kind of stuff. All right. Lisa Marie says, awesome video, Paolo. Oh, thanks, Lisa Marie. The reason I'm doing a gay R is because she's actually my ex-girlfriend from back in South Africa, and she was so kind. She was a really good person. She took care of my cats when I left South Africa. She took them from me. So I appreciate the feedback, and it's good to know you're watching. Shout out. Next question. Dennis111 says, Test E is better, I think. I will start soon the same dose as you, starting from 250 nanograms per deciliter. And yes, it's cheaper, a lot cheaper, especially here in Spain. Wish me luck for my appointment to the urologist, that he don't make trouble. It's everything private here anyway. Okay, so I'll leave that question up on the screen. He covered a few points I just want to touch quickly. So he definitely has low T. He has 250 nanograms per deciliter. I think most people and most doctors would agree that qualifies for TRT. So he's going to go get treatment. He's in Spain, and like he says, everything is private here, and that's great. And that's why I wanted to touch on this question or this comment, because in South Africa, I was private as well. And when there's no sort of government agenda or bureaucracy behind your medical treatment, it's usually a lot easier to get these things. When the government's involved and there's money involved, they're usually going to try and avoid or dodge, giving you treatment wherever possible. So I don't think you're going to have any trouble in Spain, especially if you're going private. I don't think the doctors, have to cover their arse as much as they do when it comes to sort of national funding, like with the NHS or with any sort of government medical scheme. So I think you'll be fine. And let me know if you do get treatment. But Spain, from what I understand, is also a big producer of testosterone. There's a couple of companies that actually make testosterone for TRT there. So I think you'll be fine. And good luck with that. And with that question, that got a dry mouth here. Woo! So that is the end of the first Q&A and comments section from my channel. Most of them related to TRT at this point, but one or two regarding veganism and other things. And hopefully with the expansion of my channel into sort of other areas of interest in my life, we're going to get a bit more variety in the comments in future, but keep them coming. And especially the funny ones. I love watching them, especially the troll ones as well, or reading them, should I say. So thanks. Leave your comments below if you have any, especially on the other videos. And helpful ones help too, especially for other people that are, you know, struggling with the same problems that we do. So let's help each other out. Keep the funny comments coming and see you next time.